On this episode of Camp Outside, we show you how to make a travel case for your fishing rods. Check it out. Hey guys, I'm Kevin with Camp Outside, your inside source for all things outside. Well, I just got back from my local Ace Hardware, which means it's time to start a new project. I got myself a 8-foot piece of 3-inch Schedule 40 PVC, some end caps, and we are going to make some travel cases for my fishing rods. If you guys have watched my channel at all, you know that I travel all over the United States camping, hiking, and fishing and getting kids outside. And when I take my fishing gear across country, my stuff takes an absolute beating. So what I want to do today is I want to show you what we're up to. So guys, you may have seen my video on an overview or gear review of the Toadfish Outfitters travel rod. And guys, I love these things. They're fantastic. They have 2 different travel rods that give you different options for actions and weights, as well as a nice travel tube. And so this is made out of aluminum. It's fantastic, guys. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. I'll put a link right up here. But Toadfish does not make an ultralight fishing rod. So this is my ultralight rod, guys. It's a Browning Airstream. So this was sold by Bass Pro Shops. I don't think they sell them under the Browning name anymore, but I'll put a link down in the description below to where you can get this same exact rod. I think it's now in red, but it's the same rod. And it is a 2-piece rod, so it comes apart, right, 2-piece. I have a little 500 size Shimano spinning reel on there. And I bought this rod a couple of years ago for rainbow trout fishing in Arkansas, and I absolutely love these things. And I want to be able to take them with me, but as you can see, guys, ultralight rods are very, very, very thin. And so if I were to just throw this in pontoon fish or in the Kemp bus and gear were to get on it, or a kid was to step on the tip or something, my 2-piece rod would become a 3-piece rod really, really fast. And so what I want to do is I want to create a rod carrier that's suitable to carry these and that can take a beating so that I can throw it in the van or the boat and we'll have no problem. So the first step, guys, is to measure. And so there's a couple of dimensions that you really want to be aware of. The first one is the thickness around the first rod guide, right? So what I did is I chose a 3-inch tube because I want to put 2 of these in the rod case. And I wanted to make sure I had enough thickness to fit this guide. And then, of course, the other is the length of your pieces. So for this rod, both pieces are the same length, and most rods they should be that way. And so this rod is a little over 3 feet per piece. It's a 6-foot rod, so it's about 3 feet 1 inch. So I am going to cut my rod tube to be 3 feet 3 inches, and I'm going to show you why in a few seconds. Okay, guys, so this is everything you need for the first step of the project. You're going to need your 3-inch PVC. I use Schedule 40 PVC. That way the walls are really tough, and so if gear gets thrown on it or whatever, I don't have to worry about the rods inside. It does make this tube a whole lot heavier. So if you're looking to save weight, you might want to get a lighter schedule of PVC. You're also going to need an end cap, a threaded end cap with cap itself, PVC glue. I use this air conditioner weather seal to put foam inside the caps to protect the rod tips, a hacksaw, and a tape measure. Let's get started. So guys, the first thing I need to do is cut my piece of PVC. Now I have an 8-foot piece of PVC because I'm actually going to make 2 rod holders. One is going to be for my ultralight rods, and the other one is going to be for my light and medium action rods that I take with me when I travel. But I need to cut it to the right length, and I don't want to waste PVC. So if you remember, I said that the pieces of my ultralight rods were 3 feet 1 inch. So I need to figure out how I'm going to cut my PVC pipe. Now, these are the ends. So here's the cap that doesn't open. This is going to be the end cap. If you notice that when the PVC rests in there, there's a little bit of extra length. And then on the other side is a screw-on PVC cap. So this will go on the end of the pipe. It's threaded. And then this is the actual cap itself, so that when it gets screwed on, it's nice and closed. But if you notice, this is how far the PVC slides in. There's another inch of space in the cap. So what I need to do is I need to account for the space inside the caps so that I get the rod length right in the tube. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut my tube to 3 feet 1 inch, which is the exact length of the rod lengths, because I'm going to put foam inside my caps to protect the tips. Check it out. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little air conditioner weather sealer, and I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to take some of this foam out, and I'm going to put it inside the cap before I glue it on. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of our weather stripping, and I just ripped it, and then we're going to coil it in a spiral so that it fits in the end cap of our PVC. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a hot glue gun, and I'm going to glue it in so that it stays. So next I'm going to do the same thing with the screw-on cap. So what I do is I take the cap, I take my spiraled up piece of weather stripping, and I just set it in there. So it's going to look like that. And all I need to do is hot glue it in. Okay, so once the hot glue dries, here's what they look like. It's time to assemble the tube. Okay, so it's really simple. If you've never glued PVC together, it's very easy. You just buy PVC cement. I'm using the clear stuff today so that if I decide not to paint these tubes, I won't have the telltale blue color of normal PVC glue. It'll just be clear. But I do intend to paint these black and throw a Kemp Outside sticker on it, so stay tuned for that. So all I do is I take my PVC cement, and I'm going to coat the outside and the inside of the cap and stick it on. Now, once you do that, as soon as it hardens, it basically chemically bonds the two pieces of plastic together, so there's no getting it off. So you want to make sure you do it right the first time. Okay, so once you've glued the ends together, it should look like this. There's my cap with the screw end, and there's my end cap. Time to test it for a fishing rod. Perfect. They sit perfectly. Okay guys, so there you have it. I have a completed rod case for carrying my ultralight rods. It's relatively heavy, but I am absolutely certain that if I throw this in the van or the boat, there's nothing going to happen to my rods. Also, when I run it back and forth, it's the perfect fit. My rods aren't sliding in the tube, so there's no way that the rods are going to get damaged or that the eyes are going to get damaged or anything like that. So the next step will be to paint it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scuff the PVC with sandpaper. Doesn't matter what kind of sandpaper. You can use whatever sandpaper you maybe have lying around the house. What you do is you scuff it up, and then you use a plastic aerosol paint. I'm going to use just a black paint that's made specifically for PVC. And I am going to paint this black so that it looks good, and then I'm going to slap a Kemp Outside sticker on it so everybody knows it's made by Kemp Outside. All you do is just work your way around and then down the tube. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's scuffing that plastic, which gives the paint something to stick to. Alright, I'll let the cap dry, and if I need to add a second coat, I will. Okay guys, so what I've done is I put my rod carrier on a T-post I had set up in the yard for my tiki torches. So what I did was I just dropped it on there. I put it on carefully because I didn't want the T-post to tear into my foam inside my cap. But I set it on there carefully, and then I went around and I painted it. I forgot to film it, but basically I just blasted it with the Krylon Fusion. Now admittedly guys, I am not a great painter. I will get paint streaks. I know they say, you know, nice even coats, but I rush, I get in a hurry, and then I have to go in and fix streaks and things like that. So I am not the best painter. But guys, ultimately, I'm not trying to win any beauty contests. This is really all about just protecting my fishing rods and maybe looking okay at the same time. So I'm going to let it dry according to the can. So it says it dries to the touch in 15 minutes or less, and it says handle after an hour. Apply additional coats before 24 hours or after 7 days. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back out here in an hour, guys. I'm going to take a look at my cap, and I'm going to take a look at my carrier. And if it all looks good, I'm not going to paint it anymore. I'm just going to leave it out today. It's a beautiful day here in Florida, so it shouldn't get any rain. And then if any leaves or anything fall on it, I'm not really all that worried about it. It shouldn't be a big deal. But I'm going to let it stand for 24 hours, and then we'll take a look. So I'm going to resume this video tomorrow. Well guys, it's the next morning, and I have to say I'm really pleased with how this turned out. So here's the finished product. So I've got the end cap there. Of course, the Kemp Outside sticker on there. And yeah, I'm really excited. When I turn it, you know, one way or the other, my rods aren't sliding in there, so it is the perfect length for my ultralight rods. I can fit my 2 ultralight rods in here, and that'll definitely keep them protected. So the next time I'm traveling to Arkansas for a rainbow trout trip, or going up to the Midwest maybe for some perch fishing or something like that, I can definitely take my ultralights along, and I know that they're absolutely going to be protected in the van or in the boat or wherever I decide to go. So super excited, very excited with how this came out. So if you guys build one of these, let me know. I would love to see one. Connect with me on my social media, tweet me, or post something on my Facebook page to let me know that you built one. Well guys, that's how you make a travel tube for your fishing rods. I hope you found this useful, and I hope to see you put one together yourself. And if you ever see me at the boat ramp, guys, or at the campsite or whatever, definitely show me the tube that you've made. I'd love to see it. Guys, I want to thank my sponsor for this video, Fish Huge Apparel. Guys, they make fantastic fishing apparel. So I'm going to stand back a little bit. There we go. Fish Huge. Guys, they make fantastic fishing apparel that protect you from the sun. So you definitely want to protect yourself from the harmful rays of the sun when you're out fishing or canoeing or kayaking or whatever it is you're doing. So get yourself a shirt from Fish Huge. They also make face shields that cover your head, your face, your ears, protect yourself from the sun. And also they just launched a charter service. So if you're down here in the Tampa Bay area and you want to go out for a grouper or, you know, whatever you want to catch, Captain Chris can definitely put you on the fish. In fact, check out a video that I shot with him right up here on grouper fishing in the Gulf of Mexico. So check that out. Thanks Fish Huge for always being a fantastic supporter of Kemp Outside. And guys, Kemp Outside exists to help moms and dads take their kids camping, hiking, fishing, learn about nature, and develop a conservation ethic. We want to help you, get you and your kids outside. So if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, that little bell icon that notifies you when we release new videos, and hit that like button for me. You can connect with us at our website at www.kempoutside.com or at any one of our other social media channels. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. All the links to those are down in the description below. So definitely connect with us there. Be on the lookout for our contests on Facebook. We do gear giveaways, guys. We give away all kinds of good gear, so you're going to definitely want to check that out. So guys, thanks for watching Kemp Outside. We hope you found this useful. We will see you next time.